Happy Wednesday! I hope you guys had a terrific Tuesday yesterday and got to go out in the snow a little bit. If you didn't yesterday, there's still snow on the ground today. At least where I am, there's still some snow on the ground. So, I wanted to kind of start this video off, because I promised you I would, with what today's national holiday is. So today, in fact, is National Waffle Day. So, this would be a great day to have some waffles. But if you're not, any day is a good waffle day. So, today we're going to keep going again with our testing, like I said. But we're going to switch up to a different article. So today is mostly going to be reading the article and maybe getting to like one or two questions. But we're going to use the next few days after that to kind of get through everything and to take some time to really understand what they're going to be asking you on art state tests. So, the new article we're reading is called The Private Eyes in the Case of the Big Stink by Wendy Silvano. Now, again, you guys are probably like, Miss Badman, you're supposed to read the directions first. And you are right. So I'm going to start with the directions before I even get into the article. So it says to read the story, then answer questions 1 through, remember that means all of them, through 6. So this article has to do with questions 1 through 6. 7 won't have to do with this article. 10 won't have anything to do with this article. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let's get reading. And I love that this one actually has an illustration with it. I think that's really great because it's going to help us kind of figure out what's going on. So again, this one, the paragraph, something I've noticed that I'm thinking about when I'm reading this is that these paragraphs look really short. And I'll tell you that reason why. In this case, this looks almost like it's dialogue, people talking with each other. You've got our parentheses right here. I'm sorry, our quotation marks. It's a Wednesday, isn't it? Our quotation marks right here. These ones help us know when people are talking. So I see a lot of those. I'm noticing that there's quite a lot of those in this. So I'm going to go ahead and guess that this is going to be a conversation with 2 different people, or maybe even more than 2 different people. So let's get reading. Inez brushed some brown hairs from her bedspread. Ivy fluffed up the pink pillow on her bed. Then she picked up the green pillow. "Ah!" said Ivy. "This pillow smells." Inez took a whiff. "You're right." Izzy came into the bedroom. "Hey," she said, "who rolled my slippers in garbage?" Ivy and Inez laughed. "I'm not joking," said Izzy. "Smell them." Ivy smelled the slippers. "Yuck! That smells just like my pillow." "What's going on?" said Inez. "Something smelly is going on," said Izzy. "But what would make my pillow and your slippers stink?" said Ivy. "It must be a case for the private eyes," said Izzy. "I'll get my notebook," said Inez. She wrote, "The Case of the Big Stink." Hey, I'm going to underline that because that's a title. "Any ideas?" she asked. "Let's see if anything smells the same," said Ivy. "Great idea," said Izzy. Inez wrote, Plan 1. Sniff out the stink. The private eyes went to the kitchen. They sniffed the counter. They sniffed the table. They sniffed the garbage can. "The garbage can stinks," says Izzy, "but not in the way my pillowcase does." "Let's try the living room," said Izzy. They sniffed the curtains. They sniffed the lamps. They sniffed the sofa. "Yuck," said Ivy. "That's a stink, all right." And Inez wrote, "The sofa has a big stink." "What do Ivy's pillows, my slippers, and the sofa have in common?" said Izzy. "They all stink," said Ivy. "Ha ha," said Izzy. "Hey, wait a minute," said Inez. "All of those things are soft and cushy." "That's an important clue," said Izzy. Inez wrote, "Everything with the big stink is soft and cushy." "My pillow is the cushiest," said Ivy. "That's why I like to lie on it." Said Izzy. "The pillows and the sofa are things people lie on." "What about slippers?" said Inez. "People don't lie on slippers." "But Baxter does," said Ivy. "He sleeps on anything soft." I'm underlining that because right now I don't know who Baxter is. "And look, brown hairs on my slipper," said Izzy. "I suspect Baxter rolled in something stinky." Now I can assume he's probably an animal, right? "How can we check?" said Inez. He's gone with Mom. Let's smell his bed, said Ivy. Brilliant, said Izzy. They all went to sniff Baxter's bed. Yuck! Inez wrote, Baxter's spreading the big stink. But what is he rolling in? Asked Izzy. Let's follow the smell, said Ivy. Great idea, said Izzy. So Izzy, Inez, and Ivy went outside. They walked around the yard, sniffing. Check out the area behind these bushes, said Izzy. There's a lot of I names in here, isn't there? That's Baxter's favorite napping spot, said Inez. The ground there is covered with soft moss. She took a whiff. It's got the stink all right. Ivy peeked under the bushes. There are 2 rotting eggs under here. They must be left over from our Easter egg hunt. They're all crushed from Baxter rolling in them. Just then, Mom came home with Baxter. Someone has to give this dog a bath, said Mom. He stinks. Izzy, Inez, and Ivy laughed. Come on, Baxter, said Izzy. Let's get you unstinked. Inez wrote, the case of the big stink solved. Okay, so looks like right here that Inez, what I'm noticing, here's something that I was noticing when I was reading, is that Inez keeps writing all of her ideas down, kind of like a detective would. So I think that might play a really important factor in this. Now, something I did yesterday that I didn't do today, because I want to model 2 different ways to do it, is yesterday I read the questions before the article. Today I'm going to read the questions, or the article first, and then we'll get to the questions. It's a different way. Everyone does it totally differently. So I kind of wanted to show you how anyone can do it whatever way. There's no right and wrong way. So the first question says, read these sentences from paragraphs 13 and 17. Now, it does not say 13 through 17. It says 13 and 17 of the story. So they actually put it right here so we don't have to kind of go back up in our article. And that's actually very helpful to us. But sometimes you can go back up if you need a little context. It said, she wrote, the case of the big stink. Inez wrote, plan 1, sniff out the big stink. Which best describes why these lines are important to the story. Now, here's something I want to kind of point out, is that when they ask best describes, that means I already know that there's going to be 2 answers that are going to sound right. But one of them is going to be the best way it's described. So they're going to put in a lot of distractors, but they're also going to put in 2 answers that could very well be the right ones. So let's see what we say, or let's see what they say right here. A, they show how the girls record their information. B, they provide proof that Inez has the best ideas. C, they give a clue that the story is about a dog. Or D, they show that Inez wants to be a writer. Okay, already just reading this again, the case of the big stink, sniff out the big stink. I can get rid of C, and I'll tell you why. It's because there is nothing in any of these that talk about a dog. We know now after we read it that it was a dog, but nowhere in this does it say that it was, in fact, about a dog. Now, they show that Inez wants to be a writer. That could be true. It seems to be writing it down, but then it says nowhere in here that Inez is going to be a writer. It did not say Inez, who wanted to be a writer, wrote down. It doesn't say anything about that. That's an assumption. That's something that we kind of have made a guess about, but we don't know for sure. So we can get rid of that one. Now let's see what's left. They show how the girls record their information, or they provide proof that Inez has the best ideas. So we are not really sure that this is showing. So these 2 right here, ooh, not a very good start. That's okay. There we go. So both of these could be kind of the right answer, right? But there's nowhere in here that said that she has the best answers. This isn't really telling you an answer, is it? It's just telling you her observations. So for this one, it doesn't say anywhere that she has the best ideas at all. So for this guy, it's going to be left with A. There we go. Now again, some of you guys might have put D as maybe a distractor because I think it also could be one. Because it does show that she likes to write, but that doesn't necessarily mean she wants to be a writer. So we're going to come back tomorrow, and when we come back tomorrow, which is Thursday, we're going to finish some of the questions. So I hope you guys have a great Wednesday, and please reach out if you have any questions at all.